what's up, everyone? Thanks again for tuning in tonight. Welcome to Tales from the Pits. This is a podcast where we're going to talk about different stories within the casino industry. Tonight, we're going to feature Michelle, and here are your hosts, Jay, John, Mike, and Danielle.
As a relationship manager for business banking with ATB Financial, John Holland has been volunteering his knowledge, financial expertise, and public speaking skills as with United Way's Each One, Teach One financial literacy series since 2019. And in 2021, he volunteered on United Way's Community Stewardship Committee. John continuously goes above and beyond, and his knowledge of financial statements and accounting practices were extremely valuable to our team. We appreciate you, John.
Hey, I'm Austin Tietzen, George Leckie's great-grandson, and today I'll be presenting the George Leckie Outstanding Volunteer of the Year Award to John Holland.
I'm really passionate about financial literacy and helping people in the community, and the Each One Teach One program is an amazing program, and I'm just really fortunate to be on there, and the people they have are awesome. Well, I'd like to thank ATB Financial for being a supporter of the United Way and for allowing me the option to volunteer, and I'd like to thank United Way for allowing me to participate.
Welcome, everybody, to the podcast Tales from the Casino Pit. My name is Jay, and first off, let's just bring our co-hosts. Let's bring all of our co-hosts on. Our award-winning co-host here. How's it going, John?
Good. I don't know why. I was watching it, and it was kind of stuck on a loop, and it was just me going like, and I'm like, oh, this is funny. And I'm like, why is it going on for the minutes? So I was like, hang on a minute. I'm pretty sure something's wrong here. So I had to quickly leave and come back in. So there was a bit of a technical difficulty on my side, but no, I'm doing great.
That's awesome. All right. Sorry. Hey, if you look at the overlay there, it says should mention.
First time in 64 years, Wales have qualified for the World Cup. I was just like, wah! The sad thing is we had to beat Ukraine, and it was terrible. It was an own goal, but yeah, we're in the first time in 64 years we're in the World Cup in November.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
See, wonderful news. All right, my other co-host today, of course, the lovely
Michelle Workman. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
John, I was like, when you were posting about Wales, I was like, we know the feeling. I mean, it hasn't been quite as long, but we're right there with you.
Yeah. And that was the thing. It was like, oh my God, like the Oilers have been in, 16 years since we were last in this predicament. You multiply that by 4. Like, there's almost no one left alive who remembers when Wales were in the World Cup last time.
That's awesome. Hey, Blue. Financial Guru, my GF from Derby. Okay. I'm trying to decipher that.
Yeah,
that's my DJ. Yep. Hi.
Oh.
And of course,
Daryl.
Hey, Daryl, how's it going? Life alert, Daryl is alive.
That's awesome. So everyone, my name is Jay. It's nice to see you all on. Right now we're streaming on 3 platforms. We're streaming on my Facebook. Hello, everybody on the Casino Industry Canada group. So hello, everybody from that group there. And of course, my beloved YouTube channel, Casino Dealer J. Thanks, everybody, for being on. I'm really happy with everything that's been going on with the channel. We've just been kind of going back and doing a few more things. And, of course, 600 subscribers. Wow. So thank you so much to the people that have subscribed. As the most famous, one of our famous singers, songwriters, philosophers once said, every little step I take, you will be there. Every little step I make, we'll be together.
I'll be watching you. That's kind of creepy, though. Don't leave like the creepy bit at the end. Every step you take, I'll be watching you. Like, damn, Sting's creepy.
Hilarious. The other thing that I did want to mention, you weren't on, John, last week, so a happy belated birthday.
Happy
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
birthday.
Look at that. Some
All
of
the
those pictures, I'm sober.
That's definitely a quiz question for sure. So. That's awesome. All right. Saying hi from Mexico. Well, we know who that is. She can't be on the episode today, but so nice to see you, Danny. I don't have to
Hey,
check.
Danny.
Hey, Danny.
And Gerald says, "Mark me safe."
From John.
All right, guys. So listen, it's been almost 60 episodes of our podcast, and we've gone through 2 full seasons. We've met so many people, and there was one person that I've always wanted to have on our podcast, and for some reason, he'd always kind of slough me off. It's been a few years now that we've been doing this, so it's about time. And please welcome our special guest for the day, my brother.
Hey,
Oh,
X, how's it going?
hello.
Hey,
Really
X.
good. Thank you. I don't know if I'm such a special guest or what, but thanks for having me. Really great piece at the beginning there. John, looking very distinguished. Congratulations on all your awards, whatever you're doing.
Uh,
I haven't really kept up. And
That's okay.
Michelle,
Thanks.
looking great as always.
Yeah, good to see you, X.
And little brother with a hat, covering his bald head. So, so saving us from the glare and all that. Right?
Mhm. Well, it's
No, this looks like a lot of fun. I drop in once in a while, and you guys have some great stories. I'm not that interesting, so I don't know why Jay got me on the show. But fire away. Let's get this going.
X,
Yes.
X, I asked Jay if he had a secret brother we didn't know about, and he'd be
Yeah.
all kind of like Maury Povich or Jerry Springer, like, this is the brother. And he'd be like, I'm like, where did he come from?
Oh, too funny. Yeah, last week I just dropped in on the show in the last 5 minutes and made that little cameo and then took off. So, and then now I'm on the show for I don't know how long until you guys get bored of me. So,
Yeah.
And did you say you had 663 subscribers or something like that?
No, just
Yeah.
600. But
Just 600? Yeah, you might lose a couple after me being on the show. So,
What Jay didn't tell you is because he invited
Yes.
me on one episode, and that was 2 years ago, and I'm still doing this stuff. So as soon as you come on, it's really difficult to get off.
Yeah, no, it looks like so much fun, and no, you guys do a great job of it.
well, yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Please let me start here. This is something that we've never even talked about, and you're really instrumental in bringing craps in, and not only that, just kind of developing me as well while I was growing up. And I was a bit younger than you at the time, but I was seeing you kind of start in the casino industry and develop, and you started to you actually went to the Palace and you did a grand opening. So my first question for you is what was it that got you into the casino industry in the first place?
I think like a whole bunch of us, we just kind of fell into it, right? I was straight out of high school, and pretty funny story actually. Good friend of mine did security at Klondike Days, and I was trying to get in as a security guard. All 130 pounds of me when I was younger. I'm probably double that now, but yeah, I was trying to get on as a security guard, and it was full. They were fully staffed, and we're probably about a week and a half out of Klondike Days. So I went over to my buddy's house, and we got to playing cards and all that. But his parents were in the casino business. Willie Wilson and Louise. So I got to learn. We started playing, and they saw that I could handle the cards and the chips and all that. So they said, you know what? Why don't we practice and we'll see what you can do. We'll get you on our ironing board. You know, learn how to shuffle, start pulling cards out of a shoe, do some chip handling, and back then, Klondike days, all the casinos shut down. We all know that, but they used to have a refresher course a week before the actual event, and I actually got thrown into that, and you know, I learned blackjack within a week, and just to touch on, you know, Jaylee watching me throughout learning and all that. There's 7 years between us, right? And so I was 18 at the time. Jaylee was 11. He was my partner, right? So I would deal to him. He would learn. So he's probably the youngest gambler ever, but he was 11, could handle cards and chips, and yeah, and that's why he's that much better at it than I am. But but yeah, that's how I broke into the industry, and I did Klondike days. Actually, it was pretty funny. They're they were somewhat impressed because I had only been practicing at Willie and Louise's house on their kitchen table, learned all the rules and all that. So they threw me on the table. They they could see that I could handle chips out of the tray and I could count and all that. So I ended up working the first Klondike days back in 1989, and yeah, actually won dealer of the day. I think I still have my little bottle of champagne from that, right? And then back then it was tough to get on the casinos. You know, you had to go apply, and Klondike days would have been done end of July. I didn't get on until probably September, October of that same year, and I started on 12th Street downtown. A lot of familiar faces on this channel, right? Our names and all that. So we go way back, right? But again, Jaylee learned how to deal at 11. So he had all those years to get better, and then break into the industry when he did, and at least he didn't embarrass the Rodil name, and here he is, right?
Yeah.
But it's so funny. Because you know how casinos, everybody's they're all family. Everybody's parents or you know, siblings, right? There's so many connections in the casinos, and that I think that's what's really cool about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I started, and then just kind of progressed through. I don't know what Jaylee means about opening a casino at Palace. No, we went through expansion there, right? The only opening I really did was at River Cree, right? And yeah, that was quite the adventure. I got to work with some great people and kind of go through that process. And there were some interesting times during opening, but a lot of fun. Right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought. Sorry, John. Before you go, I just thought. I thought you were there in '91, but I guess I was wrong because you stayed with ABS, right? And then you
That's
moved
right.
over after.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
that was.
I thought you opened that casino up too.
It's okay. You probably would have been 12 at that time. So
Yeah.
don't blame me for
But I was aware of what was
not-
going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
12.
No, some really good memories at that location, and actually all the places I've worked at. But the big thing everybody remembers is the people, right? The great people that you meet and get to work with and stay in contact with, right?
So X,
Yes.
now you kind of highlighted that you're old.
Yeah, definitely.
And you started in this business like a long time ago. Like you've seen some fundamental changes in like the gaming industry in Alberta, like right from like 1989 to the time that you left. What are some of the highlights you think you've seen over your career in casinos?
Oh, you know, just the expansions, right? I was of the time where ABS was the only casino around, and then Palace was trying to break in, and Bruce always had his casino out in the Capilano and all that. So he had a few ventures going. But I remember Palace fighting to get casinos, and guys would be working 2 days out of the week, or and then they finally got to 4 days out of the six, and then they finally got the full license and all that. So expansion was really interesting. I think the other thing was the introduction of slots. And Michelle's going to remember this. When we were at that small location, remember Lily had that little cafe, right? Little
I
restaurant.
I remember
Yeah,
it because I went in there when I was under 18 because my
that's
mom
right.
worked
Yeah,
there. Yeah, I
yeah.
remember it. Yeah.
Okay, so it was all tables, and I really miss how quiet the casino was, other than people talking or playing cards and all that. But they started with the slot machines. I think we started with about 25, and it just slowly crept its way into the casino. Took up the restaurant area, and then worked its way around the outer walls of the casino, and then they finally expanded and had to move locations. So I think that was really big, and at that time, thinking back, I might have. If I was smart, I probably would have got into the slot department, right? And because those guys, they make all the money, and they wield all money equals power, right? So yeah. Yeah,
And now we
so
have
that was
casinos
one
that
of the
are only
things.
slot machines. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding, right? Only slot machines, racetracks, and all that. And it's just fascinating. We're such a small jurisdiction, right? But per capita, how many casinos do we have for our population? It's just amazing, right? But yeah, those are really the big things. And for tables and all that, definitely craps was a big thing, right? We when I first started again back in '89, from what I've been told, and these are stories that I've always passed on. Alberta was the second oldest jurisdiction, and aside from Vegas, we're up there for experience and age, right? Because they had casinos in the '60s or late '60s, and just continued on. And then with craps, they introduced it, and of course, it was the wheel because of those crazy laws about dice and all that, right? And different versions of wheels. I've got a couple stories on that. So, but you know what? I really appreciated actually learning the game like that. I don't think there's enough credit given to the guys like Jimmy Wolf and all that. And if you watch the game, it would have been really painful, slow, right, and little extra moves and all that. But to learn the game like that, right, really set it up to have really good fundamentals. And you, John, when you came in, I think I remember from one of the other episodes, you were actually surprised at the experience of how the dealers in Alberta were, considering that they didn't have dice. Well, it's because they went step by step. I think if we would have tried to teach the game the way you dealt it, first off, everybody would have been lost, including the players, right? We had to train the players as well to learn the game. And then, yeah, when you came in, it just went up to the next level, right? And yeah, it's really cool to see that development. I wish the game was a little stronger and, a little more popular, but that's a challenge with craps, right?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I came, excuse me, in 2000, the game had been around about, I think, well, with dice anyway, like for about
Yeah,
3 months or 4 months, whatever it was.
yeah,
Can't remember. But I was amazed how popular how popular it was with the players and how much they liked it. And it always
right.
seemed like it was so busy. And like, they all knew how to play it. You weren't really explaining a lot to a lot of people. And no, honestly, like how good the dealers were that dealt it.
Yeah,
And it was like a lot of, like yourself, like a history of of people, because the first time I came to Canada was in, I think, 98, because I got married in 98, and I heard so much about K-Days. And I was like, oh, let's go to the casino, because I heard about K-Days. I'm like, went there, and it was the first year it was closed. And that was the first year I saw like the wheel. And I was like, oh, this is weird. But there was already an established history of players playing craps, right? So yeah, maybe
bet.
not like the whole experience of like the speed, because obviously it increases the speed when it's dice and it's the different dynamics. But they had the experience of playing it and dealing it. So there was like a kind of an established history with players and dealers, right? So I was quite shocked, to be honest, when I came here. Like I've said before, like that. There was a lot of experience around it. There was just that one odd thing that there was a wheel instead of a dice, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and when you talk about the players, we've had those players since well, I started in '89, but in the '70s, from what I understand, and they would come out every Klondike days and get their 10 days of craps, get their fill, and every time we would be on the table, hey, when's dice coming in and all that. So I started in '89. Dice didn't come until '99, right? So
Yeah.
that was a good 10 years of, oh, where's this game? I'm tired of Baccarat. I'm tired of dealing roulette. And even Baccarat came on a little later, probably in the 90s, 91, 89. Yeah, around 90, 91, right? And so for us, that was fairly new. And then you ended up getting the double laydown at Klondike Days, and the action was just crazy for that time. And those are some of the things that really stand out in my mind over the years. I could do without those stupid prop games and all these side bets, right?
Yeah, we
I
all
go to
can.
I go to tables now and I'm like, where am I looking? What is going on, right? And honestly, I can't be bothered, right?
I don't know
I'll play.
much of the history. Was it like a
Yeah.
special permission at Klondike Days for craps and
Oh no,
to do
you know
craps?
what? It was just as long as you didn't have dice.
So
So
you could have done it at a regular casino, just nobody chose to do it yet.
that I don't know. Good
Yeah,
question. No, you know what? They didn't have terms and conditions for it for the casinos, but I'd imagine it was probably a special
like
event
event
license.
permission or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah. No, good question. I wonder why we didn't have it. Yeah, the wheel was there, right? Why would we put it away? Well, for the longest time, everybody would shut down, right, during Klondike Days, and what was it? Not until some of the old guys helped me, right?
Well,
But
I started
yeah.
in 97 and we shut down for sure a year or two when I worked I would say, well, John, did we shut down when you worked at Palace at all?
No, I came in 98, and that
Yeah.
was the because I got married in 98, and I came in 98, and I was so excited because I'd heard so much about from all like the Edmonton dealers I'd worked with on ships. They said, oh my God, you got to go see K-Days. It's crazy. All the casinos shut down. All go there. It's all huge. So I was so looking forward to it. And I walked in, I was like, me and Rhonda were like, what the hell's going on here? It was the first year that all the other casinos were allowed to be open. So I know it was
Oh
98.
yeah,
It was the first. It was
Okay,
the first year I
98.
came. Yeah.
yeah.
And then I came back in September of 99, and I was still waiting for my PR card to be kind of approved. And between then and like January, whatever, I can't remember exactly the time, Craps was approved to be rolled out.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. And at that time you would have got the watered down version of Klondike Days, and it was just slot machines. One of the best memories I had about Klondike Days was when they had it in I can't remember what hall it is, but it actually goes down into like the hockey rink arenas and all that, right? And we would sit up on our breaks, and there were 200 tables, and all you would see was from up top a sea of people just moving back and forth. And I think really that was the heyday, right? 200 tables, a craps table, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, right? The 10 days would fly by. You're working in the worst freaking conditions, no you're standing on cement for the whole time, and you're doing, you challenge everybody to do the whole 10 days without, cutting your shift in half or whatever. And yeah, it was a lot of fun doing those.
But wasn't there always after parties over that park? Because I've heard Rhonda
Yes.
talking to me about going over that park to drink and party with it, like all
Yeah.
the dealers.
And I'm sure that's where the legend of Gumby kind of grew. I tell you, right, those guys, I could never keep up, right? So I ended up getting married younger, so those party days, we didn't party too much, my wife and I with the crew, but wow, I was actually scared after my first Klondike days. So at the end of it all, they would all party at the Fireman's Hall, right? And that was even before Gordon Park there, right? But it was a huge party, and everybody would be there. You'd be loaded right until the sun came up. I'm pretty sure we rolled home at around noon this one, right after everything closed at 12, and then you're partying for 12 hours, and it's a blur. You know what? The biggest party people I've ever met are casino people, and I could never keep up, right? Not much of a drinker, so, but yeah, no, those were legendary parties, and a lot of stories in Borden Park there. I don't have any myself, but you've got a few people on this channel that have gone through that. You should get them to share that. Yeah, no, it's so much fun. And yeah, going back to the wheel, so a couple versions of it, right? You would have the two arrows, and you'd spin them. But one of the neat versions was in Calgary, they had a big roulette wheel sitting in the middle of the table. And so 36 slots, all 36 combinations, and somebody would spin, boxman would spin a giant, well, I think we used a foosball, right? And then this thing would just go, right? And then bounce into whatever combination, right? So 36 combinations of dice, right? Instead of red or black, and then your greens. Okay. So just imagine this. And I don't know if any of you guys know Frank Mark, right? But Frank was known for having a really wicked spin on roulette. Okay. So here's a roulette table right in the middle, okay? And then you've got both sides of the craps table, and you know how everybody leans over the table, okay? So Frank takes this ball, and he always took it in his three fingers like this, right? And then he snapped the ball, flew out of the wheel, it was a no spin, and smoked a guy right here, right in the middle of the head, because he was, leaning over the rail, right? And oh my, I thought he killed the guy. Really, it was his spins. I tell you, he probably, I can't remember. You sit there, you time a spin, it's probably 30-35 seconds. It's a crazy spin, right? And he was going that. It was crazy. So he smoked them, and I was surprised he didn't pass out.
Impressive.
So X,
Yeah. Yes.
we always remember the embarrassing stories of things we've done on the table. And you were in casinos for a long time. Can you name some of your embarrassing? We've all talked about embarrassing stuff we've done on tables. Can you name some of yours?
Okay, so Jaylee and I were actually talking about this. Was talking about this the other day, and it wasn't so much what I did on. Well, I was stupid. Put it this way. It was at Klondike days, and I can't remember why I wasn't working it. I think, but whatever. I didn't work it, and it was still in that kind of where they still had 200 tables or something. But I jumped on the craps table, and there was no ceiling basically because it was an arena. But I would take a chip like this, and then snap it and have the chip go up, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 feet up in the air for the stickman to book my bet and catch it. And it was so stupid, you guys. I would do that, right? And the whole crew would be looking up at this chip, and I'm like, you're an idiot. You used to be a boxman. Why are you putting these guys in this position, right? And this chip would go flying, and we're just having a hoot, right? And then I must have tilted my hand or something. It went up, and same thing. The guy was leaning over like this. He was an older guy, had no hair. Smoked him. $5 chip hit him right here. And I honestly left a mark, you guys. It left a mark. I felt so bad. He was such a nice guy about it too, and it was just stupid stuff. And over the years, you make dumb errors and all that, but yeah, I can't really recall it. It's been a while, right? I got to deal for about, let's see, 3.5, 4 years, and absolutely loved it. I learned craps on my breaks and all that, and I tell you, Jimmy was amazing. He took me every break into the way ABS was set up was they had the casino, and then they had the bingo supplies, and there was actually a two-way mirror. You could look into the casino from the bingo side of it, but he had a mini tub set up there, and we would practice. We'd lift it up, do one side, switch the sides over, and we would do that every break. And then on top of a formal lesson, right, we did that, and I had so much fun with it, and that's probably one of my best memories for being in the business. Right, he took me under his wing, and so thankful. You guys, craps really started my kind of journey, if you want to call it, and it helped me get into management, and we started all up in '99, and had a great crew. John, that you ran into a really good crew that first class, right? With Jay, Michelle, who else was there? Arden, you had Carrie,
Lars.
Sean, Lars, Jolene. Who else did we have there? Right? Just amazing, talented people, and they were all receptive, and that's that was kind of one of the prouder moments, right? It's like my little kids going off and taking over.
Do you know what we probably mentioned it before, but one of the best things I thought, like when I came in at in 2000, I had it for a couple of months, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing you had, it wasn't so much like the dealer ability. It's not to denigrate, because they were all great dealers, but they were all great personalities too.
Amazing.
And craps is a very engaging, entertaining game. And I don't know the selection process before that, because like I said, I wasn't there. Yeah. But you selected great people to put onto a game that was new, who were very engaging and entertaining, and could create a really good experience. Because I remember at the time when, like I said, I started there, and craps is the same everywhere, basically, in the city. Yeah. But we had the busiest table because we had the best, the dealers were better, and not just because of the capabilities, because of personalities too, right? It was so much fun.
Oh, definitely. And, these guys would come up with their calls, and it was just really good group, right? And I enjoyed every minute of it. At some point, I was kind of progressing through management, and I hated having to do it, but I had to let go of it, right, and leave it to other people to really take care of, right? And there were some personalities that clashed, definitely, but overall, man, that crew, I wouldn't trade that crew in for anything.
Well, yeah, I was probably the most immature one. Well, I was youngest or second youngest in that class for sure. So,
oh, someone's got noise.
Oh, that was you. That's still you. What's going on with your earphones? I was gonna say something really deep and special right now.
Is that X?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarce, your audio is cutting in and out. Do you want to like log off and log in again? What? Do you hear that? Okay. Yeah, you should log in and log out, log in again. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
You've just booted your own brother out of the episode.
Well,
Get
yeah.
out, get back in. There you go.
That was the whole reason why we put him on, right? So while we wait for him, just a couple things here. Facebook user Judy, hello from the Casino Industry Canada group.
Hey,
Judy's
Judy.
Judy, how's it going?
Judy's number was 416.
Wow,
Wow, that's low.
that's an original dealer.
There we go.
416.
What was
That's
yours,
Yeah,
X?
amazing. 5125. And to this day, I still have it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was. So I started as a dealer back in '89. Got my games manager license right around '99 there. Okay, so got to keep that. So it just went from a P to a G, right? Held that, and then I let it lapse, and I recently got my advisor license, and it's the same number. So
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, so I get to keep it for, I don't know, the next 100 years or
Yeah. Wow.
I
You're
feel like
optimistic.
100.
Yeah, I think mine was like 14,000 something, 14,780. I think 14,785.
Yeah,
Your
it's
PIN number.
funny,
Sorry, that was my PIN number.
Sorry. Okay, a couple of things here. Daryl says, "I remember nothing." Well, yeah. Now you don't remember
He's-
anything.
Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
84. I mean, like, come on, we need to spoon feed him oatmeal. It's Daryl. We love him, but you know, it's like, okay, wake him up. Time for your medication, sir.
Too funny.
And hello. This is Tony. Mr.
Tony. Hi,
Mr.
Tony.
Which Tony?
Hey, Tony.
Tony C. The only A dealer from Edmonton. How about that?
Well,
I guess-
didn't he?
Hey, Tony, how's
wasn't
it
he
going,
the
buddy?
second crew?
He was in the second crew, yes.
Yeah.
I taught Tony.
So,
Yeah.
oh, nice. Yeah, so did we apparently, but he didn't get to an A dealer because of us.
Well, you know what? Since we're talking about craps, I just wanted to say something because when I was 18, I ended up going to K-Days, and this was before I started at the Palace, but I got to see you deal as well as Mike and a couple of the other guys. It was really cool to see you actually deal. I didn't know how good of a dealer you were until I saw you deal craps. And there's always people that I look up to when it comes to the different games. So like for you, it was definitely the smoothness of the game. You had a really good flow, and I haven't found anyone that kind of matches that smoothness when it comes to the dealing. It was really efficient. It was quiet. It was really like a nice throwback to some of the dealers from the 90s. So it was cool because like if you look now here, everybody, not you guys on the podcast, but everybody watching the live stream, you could see that these are people that are really important to me when it came to craps. So like my brother was definitely one of the first people. Sean as well too. Sean was the best trainer. My brother had the best flow. John was outstanding. He was the best dealer that I know. And that all kind of culminated together in my first courses when I started training, using everything that the three of those people gave me. I got to train someone like Michelle, who was probably my most technical student. Definitely on my dream team crew of people that I've trained for sure. So I was really, as facets put together. It's two different worlds. That's what it felt like. I don't want to say like Sarce, what you were doing was more of like a Vegas style, like Jim Wolf style, but it was really cool to kind of see that side. And then when John came in, it was like, holy smokes, you can do that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
right? And then to teach that, like moving forward to someone like Michelle, and then like my future classes, it was just like a nice hybrid dealer coming out of Alberta. And it's like, well, I think that you're going to be capable of going on the ships, or going to like Vegas if you want to, or going to the States, anywhere in the world, and dealing dice. So that's a testament to like to what you were doing, and John and Darren, and everybody else that was kind of there in the first period when craps first came into the city.
Yeah. So no, that's really nice of you to say, and but people do know we're related. Now they're gonna think that I paid you to say that or something, right? So yeah, way to go. And that is how you lose subscribers. So, but no, but no, definitely, no, I totally agree with you. Certainly a different style when it first came on, and then when John came on board, right? Just the whole next level, right? We were never taught that way, right? We were pretty methodical, and again, I think it was more to kind of introduce the players and try to gain players. If we did some of the moves that John had, we would lose the players. We would slow down the game, right? Because we would have to go back and explain everything. And I think that's really what the mentality was when when the game was first introduced, right? And but yeah, but it didn't take long, right? The next generation came really fast.
I've always thought though, like over like my career, like I worked at lots of different places, and same as everybody else. Like you learn bits from other people, right? So you go, okay, this guy taught me a little bit. I like that. And then you go and you just kind of evolve how you deal. And it was great to travel, and you learned a lot more. And then like when I came to Edmonton, and there was stuff that people were doing here that I hadn't seen before too. So you're like, oh, like this is kind of cool. So it's kind of like an amalgamation, right? People taking it involved, and hopefully. But the best thing I think that Edmonton had when I started in casinos in 2000 was so many people wanted to be good.
Yeah.
And they were like, I want to be good. This guy is awesome. This girl is awesome. I need to be as good as her. And it was really competitive. And it kind of like created this really good standard of dealing, which I don't think is around anymore. Not just in Edmonton, I just think in lots of different casinos, right?
I was going to add that about like when X was talking about that first crew. Yeah, X, I know you put my name in there. I had my baby that year. That's why I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Old, can't remember.
Yeah. No. Dude, it was 23 years ago. Like it's he turned 23 today, my son. That's how.
Happy
that's how
birthday.
old he is. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
But that's what I was going to say about that first crew. Like I agree with everything. Like really good dealers, good character, but also exactly what you just said, and that whole like. Late 90s, early 2000s, we had a lot of that. Was just friendly competition, right? Competing with each other to make each other better, and there was just just made it so much fun.
Yeah, and you know what? We thought about that quite a bit, right? We said, oh, you know what? I wish we could go back to the time where everybody took pride in their game, and it just seems like it ended up becoming a job. And you know what? Looking back, it did end up becoming a job just because hours got extended and all that. And, I think the days where guys would have drinks after work and all that, and have that camaraderie, that all kind of disappeared. With that crew, right? Everybody, they were all genuinely good friends, I think, right? Everyone would hang out after, right? And that would help with the competition and all that, and wanting to be better and taking pride in the job, right? Because they're all good friends. Now I don't think that's around as much anymore. You'll still have people that hang out, but nothing like that, right? Those back in those days anyways, right? Big part of it, I think. Yeah, I think everyone genuinely liked each other for the most part, right?
Yeah.
And,
I mean, there's exceptions to every rule, but in general.
And Michelle's going to go, I don't like him. I never liked her. And that guy, no.
We'll do that off air.
No, but I agree. I mean, like, I think what it did is it created to kind of like increase the engagement of the people, right? You know, like so you had time to go out after work and unwind and have a drink and get to know each other better, and it just you build a relationship, right? I mean, like unfortunately now it's like okay, you finish work at like whatever it is, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is, and then there's nowhere else to go to do anything. You just have to go home, right? So you never really get that connection to work with your coworkers. And in all honesty, I think K Days was really, really good for building that because it all shut down. You met people from all over the other casinos, and you saw like, oh my God, you met them on a personal level, not just like, oh, I'm going to go there and gamble. So I think a lot of that like great stuff stemmed from what K Days did.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so another kind of crazy Klondike Days story, right? I was a bit of a rookie, and by this time it was definitely in one of the halls, Hall A or B, and then beside it would have been the food court and all that. Okay, so I was dealing dollar roulette. At the time, the maximum was $25, and it was a big game. I was dealing to a guy, right? He was hitting like crazy, and not $1 for a tip. And you know, it's Klondike Days, and we're grinding it out, and you probably get at the end of it maybe $3 an hour for the whole 10 days, right? But this guy, he actually pissed me off. So I took the roulette ball, okay, and intentionally no spun, right? But I made it so obvious. I didn't even put the ball in the track. I put it on top of the rim, right, and shot it into the food court. Like you would just see this ball, right, go right down, and we weren't that close. We weren't that close to the food court, right? But I could just see it bouncing down the hall into between legs and into the food hall, right? So I take the spare ball, right, and do the exact same thing. Boom. Right. And I just sat there and I waited for the pit boss to bring me a couple other balls, but and I think I cleaned the guy out, right? So a little bit of karma, but yeah, there's some, like I said, I was stupid. I did stupid things, and but yeah,
So, simple
some of
pleasures,
the
right?
things, yeah, exactly. Right? So I wasn't the violent type, and I wasn't gonna hit him between the eyes with it like Frank did, but he could probably control it and do it that way. But no, I shot those 2 roulette balls into the food hall, right? So it might have been in somebody's fries.
Yeah. I remember a friend of mine once pushed 200 chips off the table into a guy's lap because he was annoying him, and then spun the ball.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
nice.
Right off the table, and he went, "Mark, place your bets," and then he spun it, and it was like, "What?" Yeah. But this was back in the UK where at the time we never accepted tips, so he's like, "Yeah, whatever, who cares? What is he gonna do?"
Right.
Nice going, John.
We would do that all the time on roulette. We would change the order of pay, right? So the guy that would want to bet late bets and all that, right? We would quick spin them, but we would take it one step further and change the order of bets, like move their chips around so they'd be last to get paid, and then we'd give them just a couple chips to bet, and then once we shipped it out, spun, and you could see the guy just frantic trying to get his chips down, right? And then no more bets. No, we were jerks. We were jerks back then.
Yeah, and now you're actually putting you and John are now putting ideas into these dealers.
Yeah, no, please.
Yeah, and
don't do it.
As long as you say this fake apology. Oh, I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Sorry, guys, spin the ball. It just got told.
Yeah. As long as it's for the good of the crew, right? Right on.
Next question for you. So what advice would you give somebody who is starting into casinos today? From your 45 years of experience, because you went back on.
That's all right.
45. That's probably pretty darn close.
It's not that off.
You know what? Just try to develop that pride in your game, And just like you guys had said earlier, watch other dealers, right? Take the good from all the different dealers and come up with your own style. And you know what? There's nothing better than watching a smooth dealer, right? That's in control of their game and having the confidence, right? Get on with a good crew, find a good trainer, right? And just put your head down and deal. Try to find some passion in the game, right? I know I've dealt facing a wall, right? They called it. I kind of remember. It was something row, skid row, or whatever they would call it, right? Guys betting $1, $2 blackjack, and you'd be on that for 12 hours. It's a grind, right? But you got to find a way to, pull out those cards different or smoother, and your chip handling can always get better, right? And take pride in the game, right? And present the game. Don't just deal and everybody goes into automatic mode, but take the pride in the game, right? It's fun. Where else do you get paid to present a game or play a game, right? It's you know what, I'm very thankful for my time in the business, and I've actually gone back, right? And as an advisor, it's certainly a different role, but the industry's always been good to me. I got to raise my family, right? The hours sucked at the end there, but you know what? I still got to see my family. I missed some football games or volleyball games, but I made most of them, right? And the business has always been good. So it's a great industry. There's always that stigma that you got to get past, right? But wow, some of the best people I've ever met were out of the casinos, right? So that's only advice I can give, right? Meet a whole bunch of people, right? You're going to develop so many friendships, and great industry.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So I don't even know if that's advice other than me rambling, but yeah.
No, I think we've, like, if you look back, we've all said this pretty much the same things. It's an amazing industry. If you put the work ethic into it, and it's something that, like, if you look at, if you look back and you think all those people that were on crafts at the early days, how many of them have gone and left the industry and gone on to be successful because of the work ethic and the things they've aspired to, from working in casinos, right? And they, like, okay, I want to be really good at this job. I want to be really good, and it doesn't matter what job it is. They've got really good at whatever industry they're gone into, right?
Yeah, the skills that you develop carry on to other industries, right? And I had no qualms putting my kids in the casino business, right? Two of my kids are dealers, right? Or were dealers. My son still deals, right? I don't know, Jaylee's probably seen him a couple of times, but he deals scraps, and it was actually his second game. So going back, it's pretty funny. How many generations are dealers? How many rodilles have gone through, right? My dad, one of my best memories was Klondike days. My dad was dealing Red Dog, and he turned around and asked for a $25 change, right? Chip change. And I turned around. I'm on the craps table. I was sitting box, and nobody was around. And I got to say, check 25, Oscar, right? And it was the funniest thing. It was so weird, you guys. I was calling my dad by his first name, and so really fond memories, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Just to touch on the whole family legacy, I think we've worked at every single casino in Edmonton and an area.
Just about,
we've covered them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and sorry, I lost my train of thought, but my
It's
son.
okay, you're old.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very,
Prevailing theme of the night.
Yeah, like I thought I was young when I started, right? My son, I introduced him to Dawn DeGraves at Century, and she hired him. And the first day of orientation before training, that's when he turned 18.
Oh
So
wow.
he was like from zero, right? From ground
Yeah.
zero, right? At 18 orientation, and 18 in one day, I think he started training for blackjack. And then the
That's
bugger ends up, his second game was craps. So I don't know. I think the name carried him, right? And
pretty much. Yeah.
my kids absolutely hate it, right? It's like, oh, your ex's son. Oh, Jaylee's your uncle, right? And they just shake their head, right? It's so funny.
That's so funny.
Oh,
How old is
man.
he now, X?
Oh, he is 26.
Wow.
Yeah. And Kiana was in it for a few years. She's turning 29 next week,
Wow.
right? And
That's crazy.
and then our youngest, Jaden, was a server out at Century, St. Albert, right? And she's turning 22 on Saturday. Right?
Wow.
And then
Thanks.
Sel
right.
was over here just waving at me, right? And she said that, yeah, no, you have to be thankful to the industry because that's where you met me. And absolutely, right? Absolutely. That's where I met her, right?
Reason
And I was
number
just
one.
chuckling.
Reason
Yeah,
number
but
one.
That's
so
right.
many of us have met our partners in the industry, right? Like you did, Michelle did, I did. You know, I met Rhonda on a cruise ship, so
Yeah.
you know.
And then I don't know if many people know this, but I actually went to high school with Rhonda. Rhonda
Yeah, I
was
know.
I won't say whether she was older or younger than me. We'll leave it at that. But
Yeah,
we're in the same high school together.
I've seen your yearbook pictures.
Oh God!
If I'd known you were on and I had enough time, I would have
You
brought
would
it
have
on and
grabbed
go,
it.
look, there's
Yeah.
X. Look at him.
You know what?
Look
I'm
at
actually surprised my brother didn't, because that year over year he comes up with some crazy picture and posts it on Facebook. Oh, happy birthday to this guy! And it's some
It's the
picture
basketball.
from 40 with some
Yeah,
basketball with the
basketball.
short shorts. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you finish it. You know it. You know the picture. That's
Yeah, people howling. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
That's hilarious. Well, I was trying to keep it professional. You're the one that brought that up, so that's okay. We're almost done here. I just wanted to touch on a couple of comments because there's some funny ones here. Tony is saying hello. To John, best trainer ever. So kudos to John. However, Daryl is trying to claim the training, saying that he taught Tony everything on the sips.
On the sips. I think that's just drinking slowly.
Drinking on the sips.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Yes, sir.
Oh, ships. No, I'm just kidding.
Just another comment. Our Pygo Tiles Universal Champion of the Universe, Robert. Aloha. From
Hey,
Hawaii.
Robert, how's it going?
Hopefully,
hello.
the weather.
I
Hopefully
saw a
the
couple of
weather's
those
good.
episodes. Nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. Robert,
I want to
That's
see.
pretty cool.
Go ahead, John.
I want to see an updated picture of his pig.
His pig.
Remember
I
his
like
potbelly, his baby pig?
Oh, nice.
I like how you bring his pig out. You know he's a father too, right? How about his
Oh,
kid first?
We've all seen baby kids. Most of us, we've all had them. We were like, none of us have had a baby pig. Like, bring on pictures of the pig.
So true.
Nice.
Daryl asking Michelle, didn't Alex start right on his 18th birthday?
So no, but I think I know why you think that, because we've talked about that on here before. Alex started at Palace as like a cleanup kid, like maintenance or whatever.
I remember.
Before he turned like 14 or 16. This happened twice. So then they changed the rules. You had to be 16 to work, so they had to let him go. So they did. And then when he turned 16, he came back to do that, like maintenance runner or whatever. And then right before he turned 18, or shortly before, they changed the rule again that you had to be 18 to work in a casino at all. So they had to fire him a second time. And then when he learned to deal, he had to go through training. So I think he was about 18 and 6 months. I took training. Lise taught me, my aunt. I'm sure X, you remember Lise.
Oh, of
And
course.
so
Yeah.
I was like 18 and about a month when I started. But after that, after like when Mark and Alex came in, they were in the same, my brother and my husband were in the same training class. They didn't allow that anymore. You weren't allowed to just table test. Oh, he's calling me. No, he doesn't know that he's not listening. He's at work right now.
But you have to admire Alex' dogged determination to stay in that casino after being let go twice.
Twice.
He's like, I'll show you, I'm coming back.
Too funny.
Okay, well, now we're just finishing up here. I got a hello. That's from Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Hey, Lisa, how's it
A
going?
long time. And now we just got a lot of porn spam from the YouTube channel. So
from Daryl? Daryl?
No, not Daryl.
Daryl.
Might have come from Daryl searching something that he wasn't supposed to.
Exactly. Daryl's getting all confused what he's posting and what he's doing.
Well, hey guys, listen, this is the end of the episode already.
Wow.
That's crazy. So that's like a full hour there. So first off, our special guest here, was there anybody you wanted to give a shout out to?
You know what? Just to add to that, when Jaylee asked me to do this, he's like, "Oh, you know what? You'll be surprised how fast an hour goes." But yeah, I am. I thought I would be good for about 5-10 minutes, and then you guys would get bored of me and kick me off. But yeah, that hour went by really, really fast. And you know what? Just a hello to everybody that I had the pleasure of working with. Right. Like I said, amazing people in the industry, and I absolutely love it. I missed it, right? I'm back, so who knows? Who knows where it takes me, right? And being an advisor, I get to go to the different casinos and see all these different faces over the years that I've worked with. So I'm really thankful for that.
X is back. Back again.
we don't know how long. We'll see. We'll give it a shot. Right?
That's funny. All right. Okay. Awesome. That's awesome. John, anybody you want to say hi to?
Just anybody who's watching this and casino people in general. I mean, I think now we've come through the whole worst thing of the pandemic, and it's just great to catch up and to talk to people that we enjoyed hanging out with. These things, it's only like an hour. Well, now we cut it down to an hour, and it flies past. We've tried. To be honest, we've tried to get X on a few times. I've said, "Oh, we should get your brother on," and he's like, "Oh, I doesn't want to." But this is really fun. I mean, a lot of people work with you over the 45 years you're in casinos. He doesn't look 74, but he's aged well. The people want to see you, X. That's what it is. No, this is great. I enjoy doing this. Once, and I try and come on as much as I can. So thanks, X, for coming on. It's great seeing you again.
No, thanks for having me.
Okay, and Michelle.
Okay.
He won't see this, but shout out to my son because it's his birthday. So. And Daryl, our most dedicated fan. Gotta give him a little shout out.
All right. Yeah, well, thank you so much everybody for watching, and thanks for just jumping in and saying hello. Totally appreciate it. And of course, thank you to my brother for finally, after 50 episodes, finally coming on and sharing some of your stories. So.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so guys, every Wednesday between 8:30 and 9:30 we have our episodes here, and then you can see the past episodes on Spotify and on iTunes. So you can always search Tales from the Casino Pit. So once again, thank you and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.